I believe in you. Hello, people. Oh, wait, oh no, no, it's not. Um, I'm gonna sort the chat box again. Hello to the like two people that are watching, and to the like 8 people that watch. The like um, what do you call it? The stream, or like the VOD of this. Yeah, I'm still trying to fix the. There we go. Did that work? Yes. There we go. Um, Hashtag what could go wrong? Everything, as always, obviously. How is everybody? How's things? Seriously, just got a Spotify ad on the stream. Nice, Andy. I mean, at least they're finally monetizing it because they don't normally, which is brilliant. So yeah, how's things? Am I too loud? No, that should be alright. Yeah, how is life? What have I been doing? I don't know. Editing videos, a lot of them. Here's a crossed out list of like 8 videos I've edited. Not really, it's like 4, but still. What else is in here? A lot of nonsense. Yeah, no, just nonsense. Hello, Harry. How you doing? Also, hello, Ish, and hello, Chris. How you doing? There's no pre-roll on Twitch. Well, I'm not a Twitch partner, so they tend to put a lot less ads on non-Twitch partners. Um, Now that I think about it, there hasn't been the last few on Twitch which I've been late for. Interesting, fair play. I mean, yeah, like I said, they don't tend to put as many ads on non-partners because those ads don't pay me at all um, when you do watch them. But yeah, interesting that they appear to be dialing back. I wonder if that's a like availability issue, or whether that's just they've stopped putting as many ads on non-partnered streams. Um, yeah, hello. How's things for everybody? Um, Chris burned his hand on from steam from cooking pasta. Nice job. We've all been there. I burnt my tongue tonight on some soup I made. That was great. Do I spend £50 for a sponsored sticker? Which sticker? And why does it cost £50? uh, Super sticker. That still doesn't explain much. Half-Life 1.5 VR. True, that is coming. Wow. It's a new YouTube thing for donations like super chat. Oh, right. Okay, fair. That's weird. Um Honestly, that's not something I would necessarily advise, mostly because if you spend £50 on YouTube, at least half of that uh goes to YouTube and not me. Whereas if you pay me on Patreon, then about 85% of that goes to me. And you know, I'm selfish. Yeah, what have I been doing? I don't know. Where's my like sheet? Uh oh yes. So the video that's coming out tomorrow is what do you call it? A 1080p 140 hertz slash 240 hertz monitor guide, which is interesting. Oh, I have a line on my screen. Oh, that's the cat thing. Um, yeah, that was pretty interesting. Also, thank you, Ish. And Chris, the fact that Patreon failed to bill you this month is was not great for me. Um, Otherwise, yeah, the monitor guide ended up being really interesting because the video that's coming out on Wednesday is a brand new 1080p 140 hertz IPS display from AOC. Very, very nice. And the more surprising thing is that it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, which is pretty surprising. It costs £187 or something, so about the same price as basically any other 1080p 140 hertz display, but this one's IPS. So yeah, that's included. There's also cheaper ones like the Asus VG248QE, more expensive ones like the VG258QR, which is a 165 hertz TN, I think. Which actually, that one, I mentioned this in the video and you'll see tomorrow, but Asus are claiming that that is a 0.5 millisecond monitor in terms of the response time for the panel. But here's the thing, that's a 0.5 millisecond minimum response time, not the average that you're used to seeing, which sounds a lot more like a lie than a truth. So yeah, that was interesting. Just bought an Enthoo 719 for a new water cooling gaming PC project. Interesting. I'm not sure I know what a Enthoo 719 is. Let's have a look. Enthoo 719. Let's go. Oh, that looks kind of funky. So it's kind of like their standard Enthoo like Lux line or whatever, but it's a kind of a, actually that's kind of weird, very wide case. Fair play. Looks cool. Looks nice. It was the Lux too. Ah, right. Yeah, and you recognized it. Finally got a new pump thanks to Luca, fresh from Malaysia. Nice, nice. What pump was it? Was it a D5 or a something or other? Hello Stein, how you doing? For lots of rads. Ah, yes. I'm guessing you can fit 480 in the front. Can you fit 480 at the top? Thermosake D5. Oh, okay, so yeah, it's a D5. Hello, Fan Scotsman. How you doing, man? How's things? No. Is it a 360 at the top? I'm guessing that it's a 360 at the 480 or 360 at the front, and then 360 at the top, and then like 120, 140 at the back. Make me mod now, please. Oh, that's brilliant. So Ish, I think you were away when this happened, but both Chris and Stein mounted a revolution and were asking for mod status. 360 to by 60 at the bottom. Ah, right. Okay, fair play. What's up with the colors in the chat? Why is it like single color? They normally change it around. What's going on? Show all of the badges. Yes. Font settings. It's just font. Chatter. Yes. Source. Okay. I'm gonna try refreshing the have I been overthrown? What happened? Oh, someone subscribed. Thank you. You're probably not even watching. That's just a generic anyone subscribed to my channel and it pops up. So, hello. I'm gonna just refresh this and see if it changes at all. I need some chat messages. Okay, that's a blue. That's different than what it was before. Okay, that's still a blue, but now it's pink on Twitch. So it's decided to just pick. It's decided to pick like one color for YouTube and one color for Twitch. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it has. Hello Starman, how you doing? Yeah, I guess it's just gonna deal with single color. Can I change it? Background color. No. Yeah. Always show messages, that's fine. Well, this is weird. I can write custom CSS for it, which I cannot be bothered to do. I guess we're dealing with blue. Okay. Wait, is it broken again? Where's the chat gone? Oh, Harry, please do. Please do. Love the MSI Beast Water Machine. Asked my boss if it working I could get one. And he said to get going away. Nice. It's the thing with that one is that it's just absolutely huge. Oh, it's changed to orange now. Nice. Lol. Yeah, the thing is, it's so huge. It has such a terrible battery life. I can't really like. For me personally, as someone who doesn't need a gaming laptop 99% of the time, and when I do, I need a gaming laptop to be portable. I personally can't like it. I just can't understand that. What makes you want that over a desktop or a slimmer laptop? Like, please enlighten me, because I have legitimately no idea. And while you're writing that, Starman, hope you're well. How would the Asus VG278 8QR monitor compare to your recommended G2790PX? So two things there. One, personally speaking, I would prefer the G2590, which is the 24-inch, because the pixel density at 1080p of the G2790, if I remember rightly, the G2790 is a 27-inch, but it's 1080p, right? G2790PX. So in that case, if it is, I'm just checking it. Yes, 1080p. So in that case, I'm not overly, like, I can't overly recommend it, just because of the pixel density. I have played with 1080p 27-inch monitors before, a couple of times actually, and generally speaking, unless you're sitting far enough away from it that you can't really see the pixels anymore, the pixel density at 27 inches just isn't that great, and therefore that would extend to the VG278QR as well. So honestly, it depends what you're after. I know you've talked about it before, but my mind can only remember so many things. Are you after the best value or the best monitor? Because first of all, I'm doing a full guide tomorrow. Tomorrow night, the video that goes out then is a perfect video for you to watch, because it's 1080p, 144Hz to 240Hz monitor buyer's guide. And in it, I talk about a brand new AOC. It's called a 27G2U. It is a 1080p 144Hz IPS display, and I absolutely love it. It is a little bit slower than a TN panel, not by all that much. In fact, it's actually a faster IPS panel than my 1440p ones are, but it is still a very nice monitor and is only £190, basically, at least last time I checked anyway. So definitely check that one out. I will in fact, actually, I'll post a link in the chat. I'm gonna have to type it because it's a Amazon short link, but cursor's in the way. UK slash, oh, what did I call it? Wait, it's here, isn't it? It's here. Ahaha. Copy, copy, and paste. So yeah, check that one out, Starman. Where was I? Christ, there's so many comments. So Stein, I'm sure Chris would write you custom CSS. Ha 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 ha. Chris, my H500p, I have a 360mm 30mm in the top and a 240 60mm in, I guess, the front. Very nice. Krug, I have the MSI Meg Ace motherboard, just bought an M.2 SSD, and no matter what I can do, I cannot get it to recognize. Please help. So, what do you call it? Which SSD did you buy, and which slot is it in? And when you say it won't recognize, do you mean in Windows or do you mean in the BIOS? Misha, should I buy the RTX 20 Super or a 2060 Super or the 2070? So it depends what price they are, but the 2070 will be a better option for you. What's the price difference on those two cards where you are? Einstein, so I don't think that my local streaming browser will have issues with cross-site scripting attacks, but I'll keep it in mind. Hello, Luca. How you doing? Hello, Gavin. Friend got a PC with 3 USB ports and wondering what pricing would be to change it himself. What do you mean change it, and like what do you mean by change it? Hello, F7. How you doing? Hello, other Chris or Chris H. How are you? Mark, is 60 hertz really better than 140 hertz for budget playing GTA 5, Rocket League, and Rust? So in my experience, 140 hertz is a significantly better visual experience. In terms of performance, actually, Linus Tech Tips just did a like 35-minute video with high-speed frame rate capture and all that sort of stuff. So if you want, feel free to go check that out. That will give you a good idea of whether it's it gives you a significant performance advantage in terms of your in-game performance, but it really depends on how much you're willing to spend, because in the, like I said, the video that I've got coming out tomorrow at 8 p.m. UK time, it's the 1080p 140 Hz / 240 Hz monitor BIOS guide, and that is the cheapest monitor that I have in that guide is the Asus VG248QE, which is £164 here in the UK at the time of filming, all that jazz. Which is not all that much more than a 1080p 60 Hz monitor. It's not the best one in the world. Doesn't have any adaptive sync, and it's a pretty old panel, but it's crazy cheap for a brand new, or a new to you, new in box, I suppose, 140 Hz 1080p display. So that's certainly a good option, and like I said, if you're willing to spend about £190, then you can get the AOC 24 G2U, which is a 1080p 140 Hz IPS display as well, which is very nice to look at. So subjectively, my personal opinion, yes, but it depends how budget you want to go. Sparky, when I stream a game, I always get FPS drops. Is it because of my processor or graphics card? So it's generally because of your processor, your CPU. It depends what you're using to stream it. If you are using the X.264 encoder, that's going to put a lot more strain on your CPU than if you're using NVENC. If you have an NVIDIA graphics card, that's your graphics card's built-in hardware encoder, or the VCE if you're using an AMD graphics card, again, same thing. But yes, it's mostly your CPU that's taking the hit there. Ashwin, my friend needs a PC for £200. I've shown him a build with an i5 3470 and a GTX 770. He plans to code on it and some CSGO. Anything better? So honestly, for that sort of price, that seems like a really great system. Obviously, it's definitely going to be upgradable in the future, either just to a better CPU and graphics card, or of course, most of the parts that are in there tend to be pretty modular unless it's a pre-built. But I'm guessing by the fact that it's a like quite low-end i5 and a mid-range graphics card or mid to upper range graphics card for the time, that's probably not a pre-built. So yeah, that seems like a pretty decent deal. Krug is not recognized in Windows or the BIOS. Tried slots 1, 2, and 3, and it's a ADATA SX 8200 Pro. Thank you, Sparky. That way. I always forget. Because in the cards up above, they're over there, and my normal end cards are over there. And that's all I have memorized. But yes. Where was I? I forget so much. So yeah, Krug, did Harry talk about you? So yeah, you might have a dud M.2. If you have any other motherboards, it could be worth a try, or even laptops. But as far as I'm aware, as long as you have BIOS updates done and with the motherboard, just to see if there's any bugs. Maybe you try rolling back a BIOS version as well, if you're already on the latest, just to see if there is a bug there or something. But otherwise, yeah, potentially try returning the M.2. The price difference is €20, Misha. So go for the 2070, definitely. Stein, I know what the poll is going to be, but feel free. Hello F7, you're good, nice. I'm alright, I'm not doing too bad. Pretty busy this week, but you know, as usual. Toshiba P300 SSD for £65 for 3TB. Wait, what? A 3TB SSD for £60? Where? I want to buy 5. Anyway, Mr. Face, that's a great username. My Windows 10 is still at 1809. While it says your device is not ready for 1903, 1909, that's almost 2 to 3 months like this. So it depends what the reason why it says you're not ready. I can't remember if there's an option to get it to tell you why it doesn't think your system's ready. I had that problem once, where I had a pending restart or update already ready to restart. So once I restarted the machine and then had that update install, I was then able to install the newer version of Windows for that. So potentially try that. Wiggy, how much FPS will Fortnite run on all low graphics cards with these components? So 9400F and an RX 588 gig. I would guess probably a couple hundred. I'm assuming you're talking about 1080p. So yeah, probably a couple hundred on low. I was gonna go nuts. I have a few P300s and they're pretty good. They don't bounce off the floor well though. Fair play. I won't ask you how you know. No worries, Sparky. Mark is the LG 34UC 89G-B ultra wide. 140Hz, good for a Ryzen 7 and a 1660 Ti and 32GB of RAM. So that's the 34-inch, and I'm guessing that's the 1440p 140Hz, right? If I remember correctly, then the limiting factor there will probably be your graphics card. That's while you may have an okay time on sort of medium settings for most, it's unlikely that you'll be pushing full 144Hz with that graphics card. For comparison, I have an RTX. I don't have an RTX. I have a GTX 1080, the 11 gig per second model, and I run a standard 1440p 165Hz display. And I don't get 120 FPS in most games, and obviously with that monitor you'd be running even more pixels to the side since it's 21:9, so And obviously the 1660 Ti is not as fast as a 1080, and therefore yeah, spiral down. Yeah, you probably want a best graphics card for that display. But I'm sure that sort of medium settings wouldn't be too bad. When I play games with my Xbox controller, it caps all my games 133 FPS. Why? That's weird. Um, I really don't know. Is that like, is that some sort of VSync? Anyway, hello Dan, how you doing? Anyone set up shadow copy on NAS? Not personally. uh, I've looked at the Monosol Link, which also recommend the 27 version as their IPS panels. So again, the main thing with the 27 inches is the pixel density. I appreciate that you might not have the same problems or might prefer a larger display, which is fair. And if you know if you're sure that you would prefer that and you don't mind the slight lack of quality by comparison, then definitely feel free. My personal recommendation from like I said, my personal experience with the different sized 1080p monitors, the 27 inches, it really bothered me personally when I was using them, and so I can't wholeheartedly recommend them, but I can appreciate that you might like them better, and so sure is the long and short of that. Da, 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 da. What if the price range was 45 years? Again, I'm pretty sure that a 2080, a 2070 is a decent bit faster than a 2060 Super, if I remember rightly. Or at least at a reasonable enough amount that that's still a decent decision. I would recommend checking out some benchmarks first and just make sure, but yeah. It's Keegan. If I'm getting 4.1 gigahertz on a 1600X with a £35 air cooler at 1.375 volts, shouldn't I be able to possibly get 4.3 or 4.2 if I'm really lucky with a Deepcool 240 or a 360mm AIO? So that's yes and no. It depends on what temperatures you're currently running at with that £35 air cooler. If you're running at like 85, 90 degrees, then yes, the thermal limitation is the limitation. But I know for a fact that first gen Ryzen CPUs don't overclock much past 4 gigahertz. I know because I ran a first gen Ryzen CPU for about a year and a half. And tried to overclock it quite considerably. So there are other factors to keep in mind, and the stability of your overclock will likely be a significant factor if you try to push much further. And also, I would say that the return on investment you'd be getting there by swapping to an AIO, a 240 or 360mm AIO, the performance that you'd be gaining from any potential, 0.1, 0.2 overclock, potentially, you could much more easily invest into just buying a newer CPU or a better graphics card. So yeah, keep that in mind. Ryzen 3700X, X570, Ursa Elite, or Tomahawk Max, which in terms of temps and boost? So generally speaking, most of the boards tend to perform pretty similarly. I've not tested either of those boards, so I can't really tell you. You'll have to check out other reviews for them, I'm afraid. But my general experience with the two companies is MSI tends to have better BIOSes, but Aorus Gigabyte tend to have better reliability in my personal experience. That is subjective. Keep that in mind. GADA MSI X470 Gaming Plus and a 3950X, will it work just fine? So that's the Gaming Plus is one of their more budget boards, right? You say no overclock, but you can't really overclock Ryzen that much, like third gen Ryzen all that much. So while I suspect that that's fine, um, if I remember correctly, that board is one of the cheaper ones, and so you might want to be a bit more careful about which what power delivery it has. Check out what power delivery setup it has, and see if there's any testing on how much power you can draw from it. Because the 3950X, you're looking at 180 watts or something like that in terms of actual power draw, if I remember. So yeah. Also, hello, Martin. How you doing, man? Luca, I get 130 FPS on an ultra wide in 1440p playing COD Black Ops on a 1080 Ti. Fair play. Yeah, that sounds about right. Urban, which wireless headset do you prefer? This one. This is the God, my mind's gone black. Audio Technica ATX G1WL. It is expensive at like £240 for the pair, but I absolutely love it. Sound quality is fantastic, and actually, the real test was that this ran out of battery while I was gaming last night, and I swapped back to my see if I reach it. My older Corsair Void Pro wireless in Bumblebee Yellow, and the audio quality was noticeably worse on this. So much so that I actually forgot that like I was shocked at the quality difference when I tried them. So if you have the money for this, these are fantastic. Otherwise, I know I've just said bad things about them, but the Voids are something that I used for 2 generations worth of them. See if I can reach them. I still have the original Voids and the Void Pros, and I have the Void Elites upstairs. I used these two for 4 or 5 years, quite happily. Maybe a bit less actually, maybe like 3 to 4. But yeah, very happy with that. Oof. Void fanboy, yes. Well, just from my experience. Where am I? Ba, 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 ba. I'm running at a max of 70 degrees Celsius in a 30-minute blender test. Then in that case, you're probably not limited by the CPU cooler, and you're probably more limited by the actual chip itself and its ability to push much further. What do you think about the MSI Alpha 15 and the MSI GL65? Which do you prefer? So obviously I've played with the GL65 a bit. Let me check out the Alpha 15 and see, because I don't know all that much about that one. It's the new AMD one. Nice. What graphics card does this have? Thank you for telling me, MSI. Specs. Ryzen 7. Oh, it's the RX 550M. Right. So I assume that they're probably the same frame. They certainly look it. Yeah, they are. Beyond the logo on the back. So the Alpha 15 laptop will be pretty great, I think. Like I said, I've not had my hands on them. In terms of performance, though, I think you're going to get better performance out of the like 1660 Ti version, for example, of the GL65. It kind of depends on what like budget. Yeah, 5500M. Yes, thank you, Chris. And F7 calling me out on Ryzen not overclocking much. 4.3. I mean, 4.3 is great for Ryzen, but like, it's no Intel. Anyway, yes. So the I think you'll have better performance out of the GL65, but the downside is, I assume, price. I don't know what the price of the Alpha 15 is. If it's out, you'll have to let me know. And what the comparison is. Yeah. It's on Amazon. 1,000, 1,500. Either 1,000 or 1,100. Okay. So that's certainly not bad. But like I said, if you're willing to spend a bit more on the GL65, you can get a slightly sort of basically higher spec version. So yeah, it depends what you're after there. Is Kev lurking here? Not that I know of. Haven't seen him in a little bit actually. Yes, ish. I would totally agree in terms of chips don't clock like they used to, with market segmentation being a thing. Certainly, certainly a thing. Do you ever buy from the used market? I don't tend to buy tech that much right now, so not really. I did a bit of a series on buying used tech, but it was quite hard to find exactly what I wanted. But that was because I was being very specific, and so if I was a normal tech consumer, then I certainly would have thought about it. But I haven't in a very long time been a normal tech consumer, so yes and no. Should I get a Barracuda 2TB and an ADATA 250GB SSD, or go for the Intel 660p and a 1TB SSD? So obviously you get significantly more space, but the 660p will give you a better overall experience, because A, everything's on one drive, and B, you get you can still add another hard drive, like add a hard drive later if you want, or add another SSD or whatever. So actually probably the Intel SSD. Exactly, Stein. Exactly. And Martin has the Turtle Beach Atlas Aero Elite in at the moment. Really nice at their price. Okay, fair play. I haven't had a Turtle Beach headset in like 8 years. Been a long time. Damn, Chris, that's great. Nice. Do I need more RAM in my NAS? Only 8 GB. Are you using ZFS? Hard drive or SSD for gaming? So SSD gives you better loading times, depending on which one. But generally speaking, if you can get enough space on an SSD, then yes. Otherwise, hard drives are still definitely fine. It's what I play most of my games from, so they're certainly not bad. I want to move to ZFS on Unraid. Right. Until you move to ZFS, probably not. But when you do move to ZFS, potentially. True. I have a hard drive. Should add another hard drive or an SSD. Hard to tell, but if you can get a decent size SSD in the 500 to 500 gig to a terabyte range, then go for the SSD. Otherwise, if you just need cheap space, then hard drive can be a good way to go. And Dan, did you see MacBook reviews? I've not seen any reviews of them specifically. I saw the MKBHD video, which definitely looks interesting. I can see how it's better than previously, but it's still not something I would be all that enthused over personally. Do you think there'll be any issue having Windows 10, Linux, and macOS on the same SSD but on different partitions? So yes and no. Technically speaking, no. There's no reason why that's a problem. It can get a bit complicated, and especially if you then want to reinstall one of those operating systems, it can be even more complicated. rather than having them on separate drives. But it's not the end of the world. It does mean you have to reboot though, which is a pain to switch operating systems. And you have to have a bootloader that lets you run those different operating systems. AKA install Linux first, then Windows, then macOS. Yeah, and you have to make sure that your drive is big enough to handle 3 operating systems on the single drive, which I'd say a terabyte minimum probably. Clover lets you run OS X, Windows, and Linux. True. I was just thinking of the GNOME bootloader. 500 gig. It's probably a bit tight. Windows, then Mac Boot Camp, and then Linux. Well, the problem with installing Windows first is that Windows the Windows bootloader sucks, and it's very difficult to get it to pick different operating systems. Whereas if you install OS X with Clover, or if you install like any Linux distros, say Ubuntu, you get a much better bootloader that would give you those options immediately, and you can set defaults and all that sort of stuff, rather than the Windows one, which sucks. So yeah, that. You want Grover Clover, yeah, that kind of thing. So yeah, what else is coming? Oh, there's a sponsor video Monday, which is the Blink cameras, of which there's one over there. They're quite cool. They're like an Amazon company, and the main selling point that they pitched anyway was that they last for 2 years on 2 AA batteries, which isn't bad for some battery powered cameras. So that'll be up Monday. Like I said, the AOC 24 G2U monitor will be out on Wednesday, and then the Friday is Black Friday. So I got a video talking about the best way, like the way to get the best deals, tech deals on Amazon for Black Friday and stuff. With also, for you regulars, there is a nice little surprise in there. Something special, and something I've been working on for quite a while. So I would greatly appreciate if you check that one out. Although that video will be out after the next stream, so I'll remind you then too. Fair play. Is that in sleep mode? What? I must have missed that. What? Oh, in sleep mode for the cameras. No, that's active. It's just it uses a IR motion sensor to then turn itself on. And then otherwise, besides the IR motion sensor, stays the rest of the camera stays inactive until such a point as it detects motion, and then it will fire up, start recording, and all that jazz. Also, I finished the video that I finished today was actually the new Athlon Athlon 3000 GE or G. It's really interesting. Has anyone ever bought the Athlon 200, 220, or 240 GEs? Because they seem to be really popular, but the more that I, the more that I look, the more confused I get. So I'm not sure. Who will Amazon share the camera stuff with? Cough, rain, cough. Those are 2 separate companies. They wanted to make that very clear in the sponsor brief. So yeah, Amazon Black Friday deal starts at midnight. Yes, it does. which is crazy. Feel free to check it out, and like I said, feel free to what do you call it? Use my affiliate link and all that jazz. If you are buying stuff. But yeah, I will be posting the best deals that I can see on my Twitter. So make sure you follow there or have it open, whatever. That's called sponsoring you. What do you mean? Definitely will. Awesome. Thank you. Using the links. Well, sort of, yeah. I use the Amazon app mostly, so affiliate doesn't work there. Yes. Texting JB, you aren't 24-hour live stream Amazon deals. Much disappoint. Yeah, no. Like I appreciate free money, but when I have to work for it, can't be doing that, can I? I also just can't be bothered to berate people with like 24 hours of tech deals. Oh god, no. I need to make sure that the Black Friday deal video, like how to get the best deals, goes out a bit earlier than I have currently uploaded for. It'll probably be a Friday morning video, so we'll see. Just do a Chris Pirillo 24-hour live stream. I haven't heard the name Chris Pirillo in like 4 years. Andy, check affiliate so I can see my purchases. Tell me what you bought and I'll tell you if it comes up. Lots of them. CPU cooler. Which one? And when? I assume this month. Well, he hasn't been relevant since like 2010 or 2011. Yeah, pretty much. No rude items. Well, most people don't really buy like weird stuff with my links, because the majority of the stuff that people do buy is like tech. Like somebody bought Bazooka extra strength treatment gel with an emery board. Someone bought a pair of women's ladies black pattern tights hosiery, whatever, 40 denier one size. I guess tights. Yeah, with a funky pattern on. But that's about it this month. 18th of November, Gigabyte. Well, I don't see any Gigabyte items here, so. Oh, wait, 18th of November. Oh, no, that should be covered. No worries, Stone. 12-inch mouse mat. Oh, if you can fit a mouse mat on that. Cryo Noctua. No, that's not on the list for this month in the UK. Wait, what? Oh, it might be. Hold on. There was more items than I realized. Aorus B450 motherboard. Teeth whitening kit. Gigabyte RX 5700 XT. Huawei Mate 20. Fair play. Reading glasses. Layrite Matte Natural Hair Cream Hair Pomade. I don't think so. You've been snooping on my wish list again. There you go. I ordered a Mate 20 with the link. Does that show up? Yes. Yes, it does. Does it say who bought it? No, sadly. Half-Life VR, yeah or nay? I mean, I've got a VR headset, so I'm down to try. The only problem is that I didn't play, like, I've played Half-Life 2, I've played Lost Coast. I've played some of the episodes, but I didn't play one when it came out. I'm too young for that. And so Half Life isn't the nostalgia trip it is for me. So I'll have to see what it's like. Also, I'm pretty sure it is based on uh based on a the index controllers, which I don't have, and I'm not too sure that I can be bothered to pay for right now because they're like 300 400 pounds for two controllers. Um so yeah. Too young, rub it in, why don't you? I know. Half-Life VR is the only thing that made me think maybe I could get one. Fair. Annie, you should collab with X Case for a new NAS case. I'd love to. I'm not Linus. uh, get sponsored by Valve then. Yeah, let me just get sponsored by Valve. Hello Bulldogs, how you doing? What's up? A lot and not much. Plenty of videos, including the 1080p 140 hertz and 240 hertz monitor guide tomorrow. So if you're interested in a new fast monitor, definitely check that out. Are you excited for Black Friday? Personally, not really. I don't tend to buy stuff much these days, especially in the tech world. But as a businessman, certainly, because it means that I get to paste a load of affiliate links for you guys to check out and buy stuff. So sure. um, but yeah, not specifically. But hey, a deal's a deal. It's a small UK company. Okay, fair. Influencer for the win. I know, right? Um, gotta abuse your position. Exactly. Um, uh, um, those are a lot of valves. But not the valve I'm interested in. um, all right, Breaking Bad, Martin. Not that I saw. I might order a drain valve for my PC. Nice, nice. Oh dear. What else have I got? Oh, I have Google Stadia. Um, I haven't opened the box yet, and I bought it instead of a review sample. My plan is to do a kind of like Google Stadia 1 month later video. Um, so that should be interesting. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to play with it, so I can't really tell you. I'll have probably played with it a bit next week, so I can tell you then. But yeah, can you even activate it? Yes, I have already activated it. I think I got my like pro code or whatever. Because I'm a founder. Um, so yeah, I think it is active. I should be good to go. I think I just need to plug it in and stuff. Can't activate it without a pixel, but don't need a pixel. Interesting. I didn't need a pixel. I have a OnePlus 7T Pro, and it activated just fine. So yeah, some people didn't get the codes and you needed a pixel to activate it. Uh, that's weird. Maybe it's like activate the actual hardware, but yeah, I got an email. Uh, I think around the same time that the physical box arrived, and I copied the code, I downloaded the app, I set it up. Um, like the yes, I'm gonna pay some money in 3 months. Pasted my code in, and it worked fine. So yeah, they didn't get the email code. That could be a problem. Um, was that something that just they experienced, or was that something that a lot of people were also saying in the comments that they experienced too? honestly, like email delivery, like and like not having a code printed in the box seems a bit weird. Um, but you know, whatever. Also seems like you know, someone like Google shouldn't really be having problems with email delivery. Like if anyone was not having like if anyone should not have problems with email delivery, it should be Google, but hey, whatever. Um it seems to be quite popular, which is definitely interesting, but yeah. So you can see the Amazon affiliate linked items as they're bought. Not as they're bought, it's like 2 days late, and it only tells me the product and the price, um, and only sometimes tells me the price. So yeah, it's not a big deal. An echo chamber, they heard from the people who didn't get the code, so it's a biased audience. Right, yeah, that's fair. Um, yeah, like I said, I don't have any problems personally. So yeah. Hello, Wafted. How you doing? How's things? Sorry I missed it. It's alright. Yeah, I'll have a play with it this week at some point. And I'll should be able to let you know by the end of or by next week's stream. Um, what the deal is. Going to do the San Jose FS on Bears. Best of luck. Hope your migration goes alright. Well. Um, Before we close out, got a couple minutes left. Anyone got any last minute tech questions? But I ask. Fair play, Luca. That's a decent array. I think technically speaking, I have 16 terabytes of usable space, but I'm running. It's in two 8 gig, 8 terabyte arrays effectively, like two RAID one 8 terabyte. Well, there's four 8 terabyte drives in my NAS, but it's not great. Please help me with the robot. I guess it's worth a shot. It's a tech question. Well, I will have a look at your code in a minute. I'm guessing you don't fancy playing some COD in a minute. How do I track down a certain someone who overclocked their CPU faster than mine? Well, get on a plane to Scotland. I think is probably the first, the first option to track him down. Other than that, maybe follow his YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't mind. Cool. I'll be on TeamSpeak with Harry. Curious Pizza, nice name. 3440 by 1440, a Ryzen 1700. Would the upgrade to a 3600 worth it? And what graphics card do you have? Get their BIOS. No worries on the caps lock. Fair play, Martin. Fair play. Um, 1080 Ti. So you might see a bit of a difference. The main thing is that 3440 by 1440 is not all that far off 4K pixel count, and so you don't generally see a significant difference there. With that said, there isn't really much you can do in terms of graphics card upgrades unless you go for the 2080 Ti, which is obviously a good bit more expensive. Um, so yeah, it's probably not worth it right now. But if you're really itching to upgrade something, that could be a reasonable option, right? Oh God. Cam, wonder if you could help me. I've had an idea for a while now. Start a company based on competitions to win PC and graphics cards and stuff like that. Reckon it's worth it. The big question is, how would you make money? Do you think it's worth upgrading to 240 hertz monitor from 140 hertz? So honestly, Linus just did a like 36-minute video on that very topic. My personal opinion there is not really. I don't personally see a significant difference in 140 hertz to 240 hertz myself. And so I would probably go with a 1440p 144 hertz monitor, rather than 1080p 240 hertz, personally. Fair play, Curious Pizza. That's probably a good shout. And yeah, simple, a lot like car competitions, but just tech stuff. So yeah, again, you'd have to contend with it being a gambling matter, and so there's a lot of laws that you would have to obey there. But yeah. It's skill based questions, not gambling. Right, but what happens when you get someone with two of the exact same score, for example? With that said, if you actually, a good place to discuss that would probably be on the Discord. There's a link in the description of the stream if you want to join there. But this is the closing time of the stream normally, so if you do want to discuss that with a load of techies, head there. Otherwise, the stream happens every Thursday at 8 p.m. UK time, so feel free to check back. But yeah, I'll catch you later. Best of luck, and I'll catch all the rest of you next week. Like I said, 1080p 140 hertz / 240 hertz monitor guide tomorrow. Do check that out. Feel free to leave a comment. But otherwise, that is it. Have a great week, and I'll catch you later. And also, happy Black Friday next week.